Thank you so much. It's really lovely to talk to you as always.
Likewise.
And I mean, like Wyndham has had, really amazing growth recently in the EMEA region.
Yes.
And so I just want to ask you, what's behind all of this? Tell me something exciting.
Oh no, I'll tell you something exciting. I think it's the team. I think the guys are doing a phenomenal job. I'm blessed with an incredible team across EMEA. I'm blessed with having people who are not, worried to go into the deep end. We are a relatively young company in EMEA. We've been around for about 12 years. Wyndham has always been a US company. We became global, a real global company, kind of 7 years ago when we went public on Wall Street. And in those 10 years that we've been in EMEA, the growth has been really remarkable. And I'm the last person to say I had anything to do with it, because it's those guys. You start from Baku in Azerbaijan, you go to Georgia, you go all the way down to Portugal and Spain. It's these guys that every single day they love what they do, and they just preach the Wyndham gospel, and that's how we did it. And we're not going to stop doing it. We're excited about the future.
All right, and speaking of growth, tell me about something exciting about what you're doing in the A in EMEA.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of different pockets of growth. I just came back from India last week. Obviously, we just are going to close 100 hotels by the end of the year in India, which is a great accomplishment. We are number one or number two in so many different countries, again in EMEA. What is interesting about our model, though, we're 95% franchise. So we do not manage, we do not own, and we don't lease, and we don't operate, obviously, hotels. So being in a pure franchise model is actually more challenging than many of our peers. But if you take that into consideration, the team has done a phenomenal job. So India, great prospects, the CIS region, we see enormous growth there. We just dived into a new territory, branded residences. So we're going into the branded residences in the midscale space, which I believe has enormous future. So all in all, we're kind of like, I say to my team a lot of times, we're kind of like the pirates in the Navy. So we work for the Navy, but we're a bit of pirates. And I love that. I love that sentiment.
Yeah, and I love your activity in there. Actually, we're going for a honeymoon in Thailand. So
oh, there you go. There you go. We've got some really amazing
also,
hotels there.
I have to stay at a Wyndham one,
yes,
right?
yes. We've got some amazing properties there.
All right. So speaking of franchising, how does your owner-first strategy translate into tangible benefits for franchisees in the region?
Look, our main client is the franchisee, right? It's the owner. We have a duty of care to make sure that our owner delivers, because the moment that he's financial or she's financially stable, then the guest enjoys the benefits hospitality has to give. Because if the owners of the hotels and the properties, they are not financially stable, or they are not in a good spirit, then the guest actually suffers. So for us, in a franchise model, our duty of care stays with the owner. But having said that, we have an enormous ethos and values that relate to the guest experience. So it's a fine balance between what we do for the franchisee and how the owner, the guest, actually benefits from all of that. It's a fine balance. We don't always get it right, but in the majority of the growth has shown that people believe in our thesis. And that to me is the great testament of our growth.
And that's wonderful. That's like a people first strategy.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you see me wearing my pin. This is our Count on Me pin. And that's what underpins every single thing that we do at Wyndham. You can count on me. You can count on us that we're going to do the right thing. It's, as I said, it's not always easy. But you know what? That's what we do every single day, and that's what drives our behavior.
All right. So obviously, what would work in Asia is what would different from what would work in like Europe, in Italy, And I mean, what I'm wondering, I guess, is how do you maintain brand consistency, while also adapting to local market needs? Look,
for me, first of all, every time we do a virtual town hall in EMEA, I'm just sitting back, and I'm like, wow, aren't you a lucky guy? So many nationalities, so many ethnicities, languages, and I'm like, really? I'm so blessed. So I have a wonderful team across EMEA. their number one priority, apart from everything else that we do for the owners, is making sure that we have brand consistency. But let me tell you how things, in my book, how things have changed after COVID. Brand standards were a book like this. Actually, does it really matter? So brand standards have changed. What we're asking the franchisee to do has changed. And the whole view about what is required in an asset has changed. Do you need a yellow versus a red carpet, or do you need that high of a table versus of that high? I don't think it's that important anymore. You have 5 signature items per brand. You make sure that those 5 signature items are followed, but then you allow the brand to flourish based on the local communities and the local brands, brand standards. So for me, it's flexibility, adaptability, as long as you keep the 5 or 6 brand standard signature items, and then the rest is an open book.
And it helps to bring authenticity
Absolutely.
as well.
My days in Dubai is a bit different than my days in Turkey.
Yeah.
Or my Ramada in Dubai is a bit different than Ramada in the UK. But that's fine, as long as those 5 signature items are there.
And you mentioned, looking after what the guest wants. And so what I really want to ask is, what trends are you seeing in terms of guest expectations? How is Wyndham adapting to these changing expectations?
It's very interesting. I was thinking about it the other day. If you look what the guests want, the guests don't really want anything different than they wanted 100 years ago. Health, safety, security, a great bed, a great bath. Yeah, 100 years ago they didn't have Wi-Fi, now they want Wi-Fi, and they want a lot of plugs in the room. But what do the guests really want? Connectivity. The guests want to connect. They want to feel comfortable. They want to feel that they're in a place that for the next 5, 6 days or one night they can make it up. They can call it home. I think that connectivity with the guests is today far more important than ever it was. And how do we connect? In a world where technology has taken over, in a world that everybody talks about artificial intelligence, in a world that everybody talks about bots and robots and whatever, I think what the guests want around the world is to connect more.
But don't you think there's more of an expectation or of a luxury feel of a product? More people want that proximity to luxury.
You know what? What is really luxury? What is really luxury? How do you define luxury? What is luxury for me might be different from you.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Is it the price point? Is it the location? Is it how much you pay per room? Is it the brand? What is luxury? A lot of people now talk about a slow luxury or low luxury, or I think there's 1.2 billion people that are going to travel in the world this year. What is luxury? 10%? 12%? That's it. What about the rest 80% that they travel? We need to cater for every single segment of those travelers and make sure that they feel engaged with the product, irrespective if they stay in a luxurious property or in an economy or a mid-scale one.
But I think you're looking at luxury from like a hotel perspective. I'm looking at luxury as like people want that feeling of like, what I have is unique, what I have is exclusive or, sort of exclusive. So maybe it's not like, a 1,000 a room price point.
True, very good point, and I love that you raised this. You're a blue-collar worker traveling to Düsseldorf on a data center plant. Do you want something unique? No. You want a decent bed at a decent price, close to the factory, and you want a decent breakfast. You're a guy who works, you're a salesman that travels all across the UK. Do you want something unique? No. You want exactly the same things that blue-collar worker wanted. So we have to remember, all travelers fit in so many different categories. The magic here is to make sure that you've got a product that delivers to every single one of them. You have a product. You have a product that delivers to the family that wants to re-engage and they want to spend 5 days together. But at the same time, in the 25 brands that we have at Wyndham, we have a product that delivers to that blue-collar worker who works in a data center in Düsseldorf and he wants to stay overnight. That's why you've got economy, premium economy, mid-scales, you've got luxury, you've got extended stay, you've got all-inclusive. The world has changed so much. You cannot put travelers in a box anymore. The same traveler that stays in a 5-star deluxe hotel this week, he's on a Ryanair flight with his family and he stays in a camping site in France.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of hospitality today.
And it's really about like catering to each type
Absolutely,
of guest and
because
each type of stay.
Absolutely. Look at my family, right? We are 4. Each one of us has different views about holidays. But in the course of the year, we'll do a camping holiday, we will do an island holiday, we will do a city break, and we will do, somewhere that it's all about gastronomy. So things have changed, trends have changed, demand has changed, needs have changed. You need to make sure that you've got brands, services, and products that in the different segments in the lifetime of that consumer, you actually have something to give. So, and that's the exciting thing about hospitality. And that's why you've got new brands, new ideas, new destinations opening up. We're the best industry in the world.
And obviously, I cannot let you go without talking about branded residences, and you have already mentioned it, in passing, and it is growing very, very rapidly.
It is.
And so what is Wyndham's vision for this space?
Look,
in the UK and in EMEA?
Yeah, we realized that there's a lot of talk about luxurious branded residences, kind of like the Armanis or, the Four Seasons, whatever. And we said, hold on. There must be a need for branded residences in the mid-scale. Because again, to my point, what is the percentage of luxury in the world versus the percentage of mid-scale and economy? So we got into the mid-scale branded residences. We are both in the hospitality side of the business and in the standalone living residences. We just launched with a great partner of ours in BMW in Dubai, the first living residences, Ramada residences in Dubai. We're going to be expanding this in the rest of Europe. We're going to bring that to India. And we believe that branded residences is actually a segment in the hospitality industry that has enormous opportunities to grow. Because what is the hospitality industry really? It's real estate. Think about it. The days that you were only talking about RevPAR, I think they're long gone. Revenue per available square meter or square foot. That's where the future of hospitality is. Combined by guest experience, great locations, affordable pricing. Hospitality today, Ife, it's a human right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, is it?
It's a human right. It's a human right. Travel is a human right. It's not a luxury anymore. It's a human right. Humans, the only way to bring peace to this world is when people meet other people, exchange cultures, understand each other. It's called hospitality, and that's why I'm blessed. I've been in this industry for 35 years. Today, I can say I'm so excited to see hospitality and travel being a human right.
It's been really lovely speaking with you. It's always a pleasure. And maybe with the work you're doing with branded residents, maybe I'll be able to afford one. So
Come on.
we'll see.
Come on.
It's
Looking
a
at that ring.
human right. It's a human right.
It's a human right. Travel is a human right.
And my branded resident is a human right.
Oh, absolutely. We celebrated the World Tourism Day on Friday, right? I think it was the 27th of September. It has never been so important to remind to the world that we are the industry of peace, we are the industry of fun, and we are the industry that connects people around the world.
Without getting too political, that is so important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are the industry that does all that. And we should all be very blessed that we serve this industry irrespective of the years we've been here. For me, that's the great message that I want to end up with.
So positive, so positive.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Dimitri. I'm not going to give you a handshake, I'm going to give you a hug.
Fantastic.